Yeah, this is Tom Joseph and my wife Karen Joseph. Yeah, we got up with David in 2008, right before the big crash. Just a couple months before, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Start getting, so I said, well, I'm going to turn it over to the expert. Well, I knew David through Rotary. I was Rotary president, and he was in the club, and he'd given, he'd been the speaker a couple of times, and just knew him as a person. And at that time, I had been managing my own portfolio up to that point, and it just felt like it was time to turn it over to a professional there. So I wasn't, checking it every 3 or 4 times a day, every couple hours. Well, actually, I probably would have done a lot worse, I'm sure, on my own. And it was almost seamless, the transition. It took so much pressure off of me of checking it all the time and trying to make decisions. And the confidence David has in working with his clients, and then setting up goals and everything to reach whatever goals we have, whether it was retirement or at the time I was still working. But it was just a seamless transition. We went through the market crash, and I was hardly aware of it, because it was just we had turned it over to him, and he was managing it.
What I value is, it might not be David at a meeting, but every person that we've worked with we've really been happy with them. It hasn't been like this. So, yeah, every person, and they do listen. If you have any problem, they get right back to you. And I think that's reassuring because the market's been so crazy. So it's nice. That's one thing I can say about David. When you're ready to jump off the cliff, he is right there saying, it's going to be fine. So, yeah, I think that helps. Just having somebody that's knowledgeable tell you you're going to be okay. Because we're retired now, and we live off of investments and Social Security. So, yeah, we don't have a pension and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And I will say, when both my parents died, and they had their money with David also, it made it so easy to deal with that, because it can be quite complicated. So.
Yeah, the transitions have been terrific. He, the confidence level that he instills, and working with all his clients, I'm sure, he can't really affect the market. It's been up and down a lot, but at times where he's had to talk me off the edge, and it's just been much more comfortable during those periods of ups and downs, mostly downs, of course. But just knowing that the plan that he set up for us, and the goals that we had to accomplish, that we're accomplishing, because whatever those goals might be, it's just the patience and knowing that you've got the right mix and the right goals that are going to accomplish. You're going to establish your goals if it's up or down.
What also has been wonderful is David got us into the real estate part of it, and that's been wonderful, really good.
Yeah, some of the options he's provided that we wouldn't have on our own, obviously.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have known about that if it hadn't been for him.
Well, I think immediately you could instill the confidence that you have in BlueSky management, just because of the feedback they give you, the direction they give you, the confidence in investing, setting out a plan, whatever your goals are. They just show you a way to accomplish that, and they're just available at all times. Really, anytime you have a question, or he's always putting out memos and videos. Whenever something happens, he'll jump in and say, "Well, let's just dive into this a little bit and explain what's really going on in the background." So I think that's
peace of mind.
Yeah,
I think because you're doing it yourself. it's a bit unnerving. If you find me with David and Blue Sky, you see what's going on with the market. But we're almost to the point we go, oh well, because it's not our problem, it's yours. So that makes it a lot better.
And if you really want to get something done, get somebody from a military academy. They're going to accomplish the mission. And
Yeah.
we'd be glad to speak to anybody who is considering that, or if they wanted a second opinion, ask somebody.
Okay.
It's been very calming knowing that that's in the background and he's taking care of everything, and just the ability to relax in that process and not have to worry about it. You occasionally go, well, we better check it. It's been a month or something like that instead of a daily occurrence. So, we'd be glad to recommend him. We'd recommend him and the whole practice there to anybody.
One meeting that we had that I really liked what David did is because people will always come back with, well, what about this? Well, that kind of thing. What David did was he had all these different scenarios. If this happens, this is how and each one, it pointed out how we would be okay. And that kind of stops you from questioning, because it's almost, you can say, well, what if this happens? He took care of that. So I think somebody would find that reassuring if they came, met with you all.
It's beyond what the average investor, I think, or even other firms might have. So that's encouraging.